got you locked into the Hypnotize Show on 105.3 AfroFM, your infotainment station.
Welcome back, folks. You guys listening to 105.3 AfroFM, your infotainment station, right here on the Hypnotize Show with me, host Mrs. Zeke, the Studio Freak of War Freakness, and today is the wonderful Wednesday on the 27th of February 2019. It's already 10 minutes past first 10 hours of the day, and today we just got to hear, of course, the first two tracks over the Hypnotize Show, which were Avril Lavigne's Dumb Blonde featuring Nicki Minaj, followed by Baby Rex's Last Hoorah. And we might as well get to go ahead and hit you guys up the next few more tracks back to back, which of course you're going to be finding out later on. Here with me, joining as my guest on the Hypnotize shows of this particular segment is the Deputy Ambassador of the Israel Embassy. Yes, whose name is Daniely, and he's here with me to talk about, of course, music, culture, and basically about an amazing group of singers who are changing the game in terms of the music industry back in Israel as well. And I'm so glad and happy to have him on board as my guest. And as we all know, there is this one familiar term that we can all say to all beautiful Israelis, and we get to start off saying Shalom.
Shalom, Zik. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning, Addis. I'm fine. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me here at AfroFM.
Yes, and on behalf of 105.3 AfroFM, I'm so humbled and really honored to have you as my guest. And as I've already mentioned to the listeners, would you like to introduce yourself a bit more?
Yes, as you said very correctly, my name is Daniely. I'm the Deputy Ambassador of Israel here in Ethiopia. I arrived to Addis 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I love the city, I love the people. I think Ethiopia is a wonderful country, a very beautiful one.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I enjoy every time here. I think the work here is very good, it's very interesting, and the people are amazing, so no complaints.
No complaints. Amen. That's good. That's really good.
Yes, and I'm glad to have this opportunity to be here today, as you said, to talk a little bit about the amazing Idan Reichel project, which for the audience that don't know Idan Reichel and the project, I will introduce shortly. So Idan Reichel project is basically a collaboration of over 95 musicians, very talented musicians of different cultural backgrounds. So together they create wonderful music, which combines different cultural elements from different different places over the world. And they make a very interesting music. Over the years, the Reichel project in Israel is also worldwide became a top seller band. You can find them everywhere performing all over the world. And the thing with the Dan Reichel project, I think that they know very well how to strum over our hearts and touch our souls. So I think this group is very interesting. And I think one of the most interesting part of this group is that within the group there are many musicians of Ethiopian origin, many Israeli of Ethiopian origin, so I think it's a very relevant here to Ethiopia.
Very relevant. And obviously for those who have not heard most of the music, and of course that I was very much lucky to get to hear their songs, they are the ones who are actually integrating a lot of cultural unity together. Especially when it comes to Amharic songs, Ethiopian musicians and Israeli musicians all together combined. I think it's a group of all musicians integrating all kinds of culture and breaking all the barriers of all differences, and just to make them one.
That's true. We say always that music connects people, and I think the Idan Reichel project is a very good example to how music can connect people. And Yeah, in Israel, this project really made the Amharic language very common in the public sphere, because a lot of songs of this group is now played in the radio, and some of them are in Amharic language. And I think it's a great opportunity for regular Israeli, for ordinary Israeli, to be exposed to this amazing culture of Ethiopia and the fantastic Amharic language.
Excellent, excellent, sublime, and I cannot wait to, of course, have one of their audios and tracks to be played right here for all our listeners to tune in, and then of course I'll get back to you with more of the cultural and musical unity between the two nations as well, coming through in the next few more minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the Honorable Deputy Ambassador of Israel from the Israel Embassy, and I'm going to go ahead with the next two audios back to back. Do stay tuned and keep it locked.
My friends in Ethiopia, this is Idan Reichel from Israel. Hello to all the listeners from AfroFM. I'm very happy to share with you my new song, Keteru. For those of you who are not familiar with the Israeli music, we are recording here in different languages. We do speak Hebrew here, but we have a huge community that immigrated and came here from Ethiopia, and all speak Amharic, of course. This is the Keteru by the Idan Reichel project. It was the lyrics were written by the great Abeva Melesse, who are you all familiar with his beautiful lyrics for so many amazing songs that were already created in Ethiopia. So again, from me, Idan Reichel, and from all my friends from the Idan Reichel project, I wish for you all in Afro FM, to all the listeners, to have always to follow us and to listen to good music. This is Keteru by the Idan Reichel project.
Attention everyone.
Don't touch that dial. Sit back, relax, and rock with us on 105.3 Afro FM, your infotainment station.
በተፈጥሮ ውበት በመዓት በሌሊት በጊዜ በቦታ ጣዕሟን የሚለኳት ሕይወት ማለት ጉዞ የዕድሜ ጎዳና ናት የዕድሜ ጎዳና ናት በእውቀት ተሰናድተው ጽናት የተሞሉ ሽቅብ የተመኙ ሩቅ ያስተዋሉ ከፍ 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 እያሉ የስኬት ማማ ላይ በድል ይቆማሉ በአዲስ ሕይወት ዙፋን አብረው ይነግሳሉ
ንጉሥ ከአልኮል ነፃ መጠጥ ጊዜውን ብሩህ ያድርጉ
This is the Hypnotize Show on 105.3 AfroFM, your infotainment station.
Yes, folks, you guys listening to 105.3 AfroFM, your infotainment station, right here on the Hip Song Show. Me, your host, Mrs. Zeke, the studio freak of raw freakness, along with my amazing, truthful, special guest, the Deputy Ambassador of the Serb Embassy, Daniely. It's already 22 minutes past first 10 hours of the day, and today is Wednesday, 27th of February, 2019. We just got to hear the last audios, which was, of course, an introduction about the Idan Rachel project, and, of course, with one of the first tracks that we got to hear for today, which is Kataro, featuring the Idan Rachel project. Now, speaking of which, Mr. Daniely, I think, as you've already mentioned, Idan Rachel project is a group of musicians all together, integrating all kinds of cultural backgrounds, especially when it comes to Ethiopians and other Israelis and other people around the world as well. And can you tell us about how extensive it is about the Ethiopian other famous people out there in the music market, in the music industry?
Yeah, so well, first of all, I'm still relaxing from this wonderful song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As you said, the singers of the Israeli of Ethiopian origin that are participating in this project are very famous in Israel, and they are not the only ones. There are many famous Israelis of Ethiopian origin now in Israel. I can mention a few. There is a member of parliament, Pnina Tamano-Shata, which is Ethiopian origin. We have the best player in Israel now, Eli Dassa, which is of Ethiopian origin. He plays for Maccabi Tel Aviv. And of course, the most important thing, we have Miss Israel, Miss Beauty. She is also of Ethiopian origin, and we have Esterada, a very famous singer.
Yes.
And even a pilot of Ethiopian origin in our IDF Air Force. So the Ethiopians in Israel are very well emerged in the public sphere, and it's not only that the musicians, we have also other Ethiopians of origin that are very famous in Israel.
Excellent. We're also going to be listening to other tracks of Idan Rachel project back to back, listening right away soon enough. And of course, it will be also amazing that we will be definitely talking about the amazing culture of Ethiopians and Israelis, how they what makes them so common and unique altogether later on after a break. Ladies and gentlemen, do stay tuned, and I'll be here as my guest, and make sure you guys get to stay tuned. If you have any questions, please do hit us up right across the SMS line, 8444. Ayala, the Idan Rachel project.
Tonestrin, Exabir Masagan, Wadada, Imperial Majesty. King of Israel, King of Kings, Holy Zion. God bless. One love, one heart.
Ayala yale sirawale sirawale. Ayala gonda shirne vale veloina pare. Ayala yale sirawale sirawale. Ayala gonda shirne vale veloina pare. Anmachi honure kajegno chagere ani mandennasu wagerinde hone ani wode wale hu gondere nakane jegnet yastamarengene ayala yale sirawale sirawale. Jesus betachi gedamai enyo tawala gedamai konderinde dini gedamai jegnina gedamai yastamare gine gedamai ayala yale sirawale sirawale. Ayala gonda shirne vale veloina pare. Armachi honure kajegno chagere ani mandennasu wagerinde hone ani wode wale hu gondere nakane jegnet yastamarengene ayala yale sirawale sirawale.
Ethiopia's #1 station for news, music, and entertainment, that's us. 105.3 AfroFM, your infotainment station.
ሌሊት ከጭቃ ላይ ራስ ማኛገር ፈረስ ቢጥልህ ራስ ማኛገር ወንድም ያትናደድ ራስ ማኛገር ማንም አላየህ ራስ ማኛገር ይልቁን ተጠንቀቅ ቀን እንዳይጥልህ ይልቁን ተጠንቀቅ ቀን እንዳይጥልህ ሌሊት ከጭቃ ላይ
በተፈጥሮ ውበት በመዓት በሌሊት በጊዜ በቦታ ጣዕሟን የሚለኳት ሕይወት ማለት ጉዞ የዕድሜ ጎዳና ናት የዕድሜ ጎዳና ናት በእውቀት ተሰናድተው ጽናት የተሞሉ ሽቅብ የተመኙ ሩቅ ያስተዋሉ ከፍ 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 እያሉ የስኬት ማማ ላይ በድል ይቆማሉ በአዲስ ሕይወት ዙፋን አብረው ይነግሳሉ
ንጉሥ ከአልኮል ነፃ መጠጥ ጊዜውን ብሩህ ያድርጉ
በጣም ደስታ የሚሰማኝ አሁን ያ ሁሉ አለፈና ከዚህ ደረስ ስንተቃቀፍ ቀን በቀን ጊዜውን በደስታ ስናሳልፍ እዚህ በልህ ድሮ አበባ ስታመጣልኝ በየጊዜው ስታጫውተኝ ሳጫውትህ ስታዋየኝ ሳዋይህ ስንተቃቀፍ ቀን በቀን ጊዜውን በደስታ ስናሳልፍ ቀኑ ሲመሽ መቼ ነው አዲስ ቀን የሚጀምረው በመባባል ስንለያይ ከፍቶኝ ስንገናኝ በጣም ደስታ የሚሰማኝ አሁን ያ ሁሉ አለፈና ከዚህ ደረስ ከዚህ ደረስ ከዚህ
בואי תני לי יד ונלך אל תשאלי אותי לאן תשאלי אותי על אושר אולי גם הוא יבוא כשהוא יבוא ירד עלינו כמו גשם בואי נתחבק ונלך אל תשאלי אותי מתי תשאלי אותי על בית אל תבקשי ממני זמן נחכה לו עוצר לא נשאר
ጭቃ ላይ ራስ ማኛገር ፈረስ ቢጥልህ ራስ ማኛገር ወንድም ያትናደድ ራስ ማኛገር ማንም አላየህ ራስ ማኛገር
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
This is the Hypnotize Show on 105.3 AfroFM, your infotainment station.
Game over.
Yes, folks. You guys are listening to 105.3 AfroFM, your infotainment station right here on the Hip Song Show. Me, host Mrs. Zeke, the studio freaker, war freakness, and it's already 34 minutes past first 10 hours of the day, and today is Wednesday, 27th February 2019, a beautiful day, and as of having my amazing special guest, the Deputy Ambassador of the Israel Embassy, Daniely. And of course, we just got to hear the last two tracks of the Idan Rachel project, back to back with Ayala Yale and Bowie, which means, of course, it's a Hebrew word that means "come with me." And I think you guys have heard two languages that were immersed in this particular amazing compilation of music itself: Hebrew and Amharic. And of course, as you can tell, of how tied we are in terms of culture, in terms of history, in terms of diplomatic relations. I think my dearest guest can tell so much more and even summarize it as well in this particular link. So, sir, can you please tell us in the most apt way what people need to understand about the Israeli culture and how accommodating it has been so far with Ethiopian history and culture as well as of the diplomatic relations in the past many decades?
Well, Israel is a very young country. It is only 70 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what people should know about Israel and Israeli culture, that might be surprising for a few, that Israel is very diverse culturally, because the Israelis we gathered from more than 100 countries all over the world. So we created a new culture of ours, the Israeli culture, but it also connects with other traditions and other cultures. So we created a new culture, but also maintained the characteristics of the traditions and the places that the people from Israel came from different countries. So this is a very important point, and it makes the Israeli culture very unique and very special and very rich. You can, in Israel, for example, you can listen to Israeli jazz music and find some Arabic instruments or Oriental elements there. So I think this is very unique to Israel, and this makes Israeli music and culture very interesting and appealing.
Definitely. And I think the Idan Rachel project is the emblem of what you just already spoke about.
Yeah, that is a very good example of that. And now Idan Rachel project is very famous all over the world for in the genre of world music and other genres. And I think this is a very good example of the merge that we do in Israel between different cultures, different traditions, while creating a new culture, a new Israeli culture.
Definitely. As part of your 6 months of your stay, what part of the Ethiopian music have you really loved, and did it really ring a bell to you as soon as you had to come back to Addis Ababa? I mean, as soon as you had to come through Addis Ababa, because obviously when you were in Israel, you still heard some Ethiopian music, and Idan Rachel was a good example. But how amazing did you still find the Ethiopian music?
Well, I feel at home here in Ethiopia, in Addis, and the CD I play in my car is the Teddy Afro CD. So I really like the Ethiopian music, this kind of very happy music. It makes you feel well, makes you open the day with a smile. So I really like the music in Ethiopia, and of course we've listened now to Idan Rachel music, so I'm familiar with this kind of music. So here it's nice to hear the original Amharic language and the original songs here in Ethiopia. So I feel really connected, and I really enjoy every moment in listening to music, and of course seeing cultural shows in Ethiopia. And I think this is something that we share, Israel and Ethiopia. In both countries we have very diverse culture. We can find different groups, we can find different languages, and that makes our country very interesting.
Definitely. I cannot wait more to have the tracks played back to back as well, and still have more from Mr. Daniely to speak more about the Israeli culture and culture music itself entirely as well in the next few more sessions. Do stay tuned, keep it logged on. Nobody going to where's 105.3 AfroFM continues. Idan Rachel continuing.
የተሰቀለውን ማን ያወርድልናል? ናኖ ናኖ ነይ ናኖ ናኖ ነይ ካንቺ አለኝ ጉዳይ ናኖ ናኖ ነይ ናኖ ናኖ ነይ ካንቺ አለኝ ጉዳይ
ממעמקים קראתי אלייך בואי אליי בשובך יחזור שוב האור בעיניי לא גמור לא עוזב המגע בידייך שיבוא ויעיר למשמע כל צחוקי
ננו 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 כאן צלי גודאי ננו 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 כאן צלי גודאי
ממעמקים קראתי אלייך בואי אליי מול ירח מאיר דרכך שוב אליי נפרסו ונמסו מול מגע של ידייך באוזנייך לוחש שואל מי זה קורא לך הלילה הקשיבי מי שר בקול אלייך אל חלומך מי שם נפשו שתהי מאושרת מי ישים יד ויבנה את ביתך מי ייתן חייו ישימה מתחתייך מי כעפר לרגלייך יחיה מי אוהבך עוד מכל אוהבייך מי מכל רוח רעה יצילך ממעמקים
ננו ננו ננו
it's better than the rest. 105.3 Afro FM, your infotainment station.
שבוע ביקשתי את שאהבה נפשי ולא מצאתי חיפשתי בין כל רחובות העיר העמוס השקרים הזאת ולא מצאתי בצעוני השומרים הסובבים בעיר החובי כמעט ולא מצאתי אותו אך לא פה ממנו עד שאביו אל תוך עירי אל בית אמי ואל חדרי אל מיטתי הינך יפה ראיתי ושפתותייך חודשני שינייך לבנות כמו אור הלבנה מי זאת עולה מן המדבר מארץ רחוקה נישאת על כנף ציפור גדולה הגיעה לביתי במיטתי כבר שבועות ביקשתי את שאהבה נפשי ולא מצאתי חיפשתי בין כל רחובות העיר העמוס השקרים הזאת ולא מצאתי בצעוני השומרים הסובבים בעיר החובים כמעט ולא מצאתי אותו אך לא הרבה ממנו עד שאביו אל תוך עירי אל בית אמי ואל חדרי אל מיטתי הינך יפה ראיתי ושפתותייך חודשני שינייך לבנות כמו אור הלבנה מי זאת עולה מן המדבר מארץ רחוקה נישאת על כנף ציפור גדולה הגיעה לביתי הינך יפה ראיתי אני נגנב משתי עינייך ששורפות אותי כאש הלהבה מי זאת עולה מן המדבר מארץ רחוקה נישאת על כנף ציפור גדולה הגיעה לביתי
הנגן במטה שתדע גנצ'אצה ולתון הטפרו וסרסי קטאצה הנגן במטה שתדע גנצ'אצה ולתון הטפרו וסרסי קטאצה de wala si hedo de bide zirraf da ya zaidi keta samaj ande kan wala si da jawal ande kan wala kubada bajal
ששורפות אותי כאש הלהבה מי זאת עולה מן המדבר מארץ רחוקה נישאת על כנף ציפור גדולה הגיעה לביתי
Show, only on 105.3 Afro FM, your infotainment station.
Yes, folks, you guys are listening to 105.3 AfroFM, your infotainment station, right here on the Hip Song Show. Me, host Mrs. Zeke, the studio freak, raw freakness, and today is Wednesday, 27th of February, 2019. It's already 51 minutes past first 10 hours of the day, and we just got to your last two tracks back to back with Mama Kim by Idan Rachel Project, and of course with Hinak Yafa, which means you are beautiful. Yeah, if you really want to charm your lady, get Hinak Yafa, Hinak Yafa. You know? Anyway, just you know, it's good to learn some language. It's good to attain some different cultural backgrounds. And here I am really fortunate with my dearest guest, Mr. Daniely, the Deputy Ambassador of the Israel Embassy, and who is here to talk about the Idan Rachel Project, and of course how integrated the beautiful cultures of Israel and Ethiopia is for the ongoing years, even for the coming few years as well. So I'd like to give you the humble opportunity to say the last few words before we actually wind up the program that I have with you, sir.
So I'm really glad to be here, and thank you, Zik, and thanks to the listeners that are following us. It was a great opportunity for me and very great honor to introduce to our listeners the Ethiopian and Israeli cultural collaboration, the Israeli culture, the Israeli music. So I hope this opened a window for our listeners to be interested in this kind of cultural music. So thank you again for having me here. It was a real pleasure.
On behalf of 105.3 AfroFM radio station, I'm very much overwhelmed for having you as my guest, and thank you very much. I hope you can come back to our radio station and have even further discussions on different topics as well.
Will do.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Do stay tuned. The show still continues, and I'll definitely get to keep you posted for furthermore. Stay tuned and keep it locked.
I do the best I can, and they can't find something to satisfy me. Look.